Aho, kitipilo hele, yesipi yayani, lasawanwa.
Hello, and welcome to Among the Shawnee, a podcast for absentee Shawnee tribal members. I'm your host, Mindy Longhorn, Media Director for the Absentee Shawnee Tribe. Hello, everyone. Today we have some exciting updates to tell you about the upcoming Shawnee language lessons, how you can join, and why it's so important to keep the Shawnee language alive. And here to tell us all about this exciting classes coming up, we've got the Language and Culture Director, Scott Miller.
Yes.
And Language Specialist, Jaylan Littlehead.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Nyale. Ni huisilepoye yenola, which means hello, everyone. Good to see you.
Hopefully everyone will learn how to say that after
Yes.
they take these classes. So welcome back. You're like a regular on the show.
Yeah, I know. This is what, three or
Or
four?
four.
Yeah.
But you guys are the first one with the new backdrop.
Yay.
It's so nice.
It looks nice.
No more brown paneling. So you're like the test show. This is it. You're the first one. And if someone watching doesn't know who you are, I feel like they should. The clips that we put out on social media, those are your voices.
Right.
So if you can put a face to the voice now. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Absentee Shawnee Tribe. And then you'll see the clips or hear the language. So before we get into the lessons that are coming up, I think we need to talk about how we got here. Like this, it's dire.
Right.
The dire situation with the language. And you put out a survey
Correct.
a few years ago.
Right.
We really need to touch on that before we start. How bad is it? It's bad.
It is pretty bad. We put out the survey just to kind of get a feel for how many speakers we have. And it wasn't real scientific. It just talked about, have you been exposed to the language? Are you a speaker? What level? Do you have any fluent speakers in your family? Those kind of questions. Well, of the survey, we had about 125 respondents. A lot of those were non-speakers. Very few had family members that were speakers, and then even less than that were even remotely fluent.
That's sad.
That's sad. And then going off of, just basic knowing some of these elders that have spoken the language, their first language, probably less than 20 now.
Wow.
So it's pretty dire.
It is dire. So out of, I think, what tribal member, 47, 60, 47, didn't you say less than 1%?
Yes, less than 1%.
That's awful.
It is.
I mean, it's just, I know we talked about before, COVID had a lot to do with it. The elders we've lost
quite
several
a few, yeah.
of the fluent speakers. But hopefully with the things that we have coming up, you guys can change that.
We're hoping.
Hopefully.
We're hoping, yes.
So I think everybody wants to know, how is this going to work? How are these lessons going to work?
Jaylan, you want to? Well, I'll let you talk.
I mean, they're all excited. They want to know. In person, virtual, how is this going to happen?
Yeah. So we have 3 learning advocates that has joined our team, and they have had past experience, believe except for one for sure, but he is so eager. We have Derek, Daniel, and Eric. They all rhyme. It's so funny to me. And they're just excited to bring on this new task of being our learning advocates, advocating learning and teaching, and just hoping to start bringing every day into the classrooms and so we have all 3 of them are going to do in location. So we have 2 in Little Axe and then 1 in Shawnee. We have virtuals from those classes as well. They'll be recorded as the classes are being ran, but we'll also have virtual classes.
So if someone doesn't live here or they're not able to attend, if they work, they can go at their own pace.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So where will they be at in Little Axe and Shawnee? Do we know yet?
So we've booked the resource center for Little Axe, and then here at the complex at the multipurpose building.
Are they after hours,
After
daytime?
hours, yes.
So if someone's working, they would be after 5.
Correct.
And this is open to anyone, or do we know yet?
Since this is part of our grant, we had to identify our Shawnee community. So it's all absentees.
Mm-hmm.
We've included our other Shawnee tribes. And then anyone that is married into a Shawnee family can be a part of these classes.
Okay, or if maybe they had kids,
Right.
maybe their kids, I guess, are married in, like you said,
Right.
they could attend
Right.
virtual or in person.
Correct.
Or maybe someone that used to speak it, maybe they've kind of forgotten. This might be good for them.
That's what we're hoping. Jaylan and I, we've been talking about this for quite a while.
I feel like we've been talking about it for years.
Yeah. I mean, we're finally to that point. But we're hoping that this will spark their, I guess, memory, their eagerness to speak, and hopefully share, because, we know that our older generation right now is that generation that went to public schools for the first time, had to speak English. They understood Shawnee. They even spoke it up until they went to school. So hoping that along with the younger generation, they'll give us some confidence to speak. And that's all we can do is hope. I mean, we can put it out there, try. That's
Right.
all we got to do is try.
And hopefully, like you said, the kids, they'll have people in their house that they can converse with. Because
Right.
if you're the only one that can speak it, who are you going to talk to?
Right.
I mean, no one's going to understand what you're saying. So hopefully you get more people that are fluent, can converse.
Yeah. That's our goal, is to increase our fluency level, because a lot of them, as of today, we have 125 enrolled.
That's good. That's a good start.
That's really good. And we know there's going to be some walk-ins that don't get on the internet or anything like that, which is perfectly fine. But the idea is to increase our fluency levels. We're going to have a lot of beginners. They've never really got into the language. They're learning. They want to learn, so they can teach their kids. I've heard that a lot. I mean, we've come across that quite a bit. So, this is our opportunity.
I even get comments about parents are getting encouraged to relearn or start learning because
For their kids.
Yeah, because their kids are starting to come home and starting to count and starting to name animals, and they're like, I did not realize they're talking Shawnee now.
So this is good. I mean, I think everyone's excited about it, that it's happening. And you even got some workbooks too.
Yes.
So they're nice little workbooks.
Yes, they are.
And they're going to have more than one. I know we've got the first workbook ready to go.
Right. So we'll have four workbooks, and it kind of coincides with the lessons that we're building up. So we're trying to build their fluency level with each workbook.
And you're going to start from the very scratch,
Very bottom.
very basic.
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter where you are, you're going to start at the bottom, like everybody.
Correct. So we're going to start with a pre-recorded lesson on just the alphabet sound, so everybody can listen to that on their own. They can use it as a reference once we get into lessons, and that's going to be your foundation of learning our language, because I mean, just learning those sounds will be important.
Right. So then when you see the words, you'll know maybe how that is supposed to be pronounced. You're going to get some flack. I mean, I know everyone, like you said, that everyone says it differently, but this is all going to follow the same curriculum, though.
Correct.
So maybe someone didn't grow up hearing it that way.
Right. And we understand that. Each family, again, like we've talked about before, might say a word just a little bit different than another one, but for the most part, right now, we just want you to speak. Just be able to speak Shawnee. The understanding, from one family to another, that's going to come. I mean, so just the goal is just to speak Shawnee as much as you can.
And hopefully now another thing, the classes, is it weekly, monthly? Do we know how often?
Yeah,
Weekly?
they are weekly. We're going weekly all the way up to the end of April, and then we're giving the month of May off for ceremonial.
I was going to say and we're scheduling thing in May.
And then we'll probably have a little banquet or an event get together in the month of June, and then finish the booklet. Our booklet that we have for the week by week, it is very slow. It's supposed to encourage everyone to keep coming back. You don't want to throw so much at someone and they be like, I can't hold on to this. I can't go next week.
Right. I don't know what I'm doing. It's hard.
So so it's a lot nicer to be able to walk away with just, being able to remember a phrase or two and take home, bring it into your home, bring it out. I mean, a lot of our peers are working amongst us. You have families, you have cousins, and just being able to take that 1 week at a time. So,
because it's not an easy thing to learn.
No.
I mean, it's not like, oh, yeah, I could pick that up.
No.
I mean, you don't want people to get intimidated.
Right. Because, after the basics of learning how just to say an animal's name, you've got the grammatical part of speech. There is a system, but we don't want to get right into that right off the bat because that is kind of intimidating. And it can frustrate you. But we don't want to do that. We want everybody to get comfortable first, and we'll gradually work our way into that part. I was going to say something. I just forgot. Dang it.
That's okay. You could just jump right back in. But I did want to mention something I've heard you say before. Growing up, you said a lot of people were scared because they might have got reprimanded for saying it wrong.
Right.
I know you've said that many times.
Yes. And that's probably part of the stigma right now with some of our older speakers that don't necessarily speak as much. And even my generation, it's that we got corrected. And looking back, that correction wasn't to deter you or keep you from speaking Indian. That's just how our old folks talk to us.
Right.
It was just, they were just blunt.
Right. Well, some of them, we know there still are. A lot of them, they're just blunt. That's just how it is. And you're right. But a lot of people might have had that, well, I don't want to try to learn because I don't know what I'm doing. But we want them to get over that stigma.
Right.
Because they need to learn.
Yeah, it's like replacing that stigma of correcting into encouraging. Like, you're doing a great job.
But,
Yeah.
Well, and my Gugich Fief, like every time I talk to her, she kind of listens and she goes, I'll say, and she'll repeat it to me. So I get that extra interaction of like, oh, this is how she says it, and this is how I'm going to bring it. So just being able to talk to her helps too, because she's not telling me, oh, you're saying it wrong anymore. She's like, no, I say it this way.
like this way.
And then listening to her, it's like, okay, I can take that.
it.
Like, let me record you. And so I can keep hearing it so I don't mess up.
Okay, so something I wanted to ask you, I feel like a lot of people probably know this, but if they didn't, how did you learn how to speak Shawnee? Just in case someone doesn't know.
Right. So, well, my grandparents were fluent speakers. That was their first language. Of course, my aunts and uncles speak. And George Blanchard, my uncle, he's, of course, fluent speaker, has done a lot of stuff, with our language here. So that's pretty much where I've picked up is, after Grandma and Grandpa, it's been Uncle George. And, we've taken a lot of his material, even a lot of material before he started working on language, and try to put together in these lessons. So
He's probably the most fluent out of everyone, wouldn't you think? Almost. I
would say, yeah, he's amongst that group that
he's like the top
top
of the top.
Yeah, I mean, I know our other elders too. When you ask them, they'll tell you. But I think for George's sake, I think he's been the one just kind of up front leading the charge as far as pushing to teach the language and having people speak.
He's a very powerful advocate of, you're right. And how did you learn to speak Shawnee? Because you're a little bit younger than us, just a little bit.
So I'm not fluent by any means.
I feel like you're pretty good. I mean, I've heard you. So who taught you how?
Growing up, when my parents were both working, my Gugich Fief and our Gugich Margie, they would take us in and take care of us throughout the day. And it was just little things like, we're going to school, we're going here, look at, Lishewe, Koshko, like, they were really quick to tell us everything. And then we kind of moved while I was I think I was going into 3rd grade. And I actually got away from learning anymore. So when I was coming back, I was like, wow, this is things I can remember. And there's things I haven't been taught yet. So I've been getting a lot of encouragement through Scott, through, I think he's my great uncle, George, does he?
Yeah.
So it's been just encouraging, kind of getting into a group that, is just pushing for everyone to just try your best and do what you can. And me working with like childcare and early learning, that's almost helped me learn on the way as well. Because as I'm encouraging them to even try, I mean, they're not judging me off of pronunciation either. They're learning the basics. They're just wanting to. I bring puppets, so like
Right,
every
'cause
time
you make it fun for them.
Yeah, we have a CC Paw, and sometimes they only know me like as CC Paw's like mom, or where's CC Paw, or where's Kakile, and I'm like, oh well, their friend's home, so I gotta bring Kakile today.
So you should have brought them on the show. I know.
I thought about it, but that's kind of, I guess, my understanding. I'm still like an advocate myself. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I get to visit my Gugich once a week. If not, I try to call her as much as I can, and she enjoys. We love to get to talk. Yeah, we love to get to talk to each other.
Well, she probably doesn't have that many people that she can.
Her birthday was just this past Sunday. She just turned 92.
Wow,
Yeah.
92.
And so it's been a lot more on my heart to like check in on with her, because I mean, I don't know if you noticed, like she's the last of her siblings, and
she's older, and they're getting frail. Her health is
and just losing her own friends to talk to. Like she'll talk to me, but then she'll bring up like, I miss talking to them. It was easy just to pick up a phone and talk.
It's different now.
Yeah, because now with me, she's kids, like, okay, I have to make sure you know what you're talking about. But
you brought up the point that you learned as a child. So what you're doing with the kids is kind of how you learned, right? As a kid.
Yeah, I feel kind of, I laugh at myself. I was like, I feel like I just kind of picked up from that age and just kind of threw it to them. And I'm learning, even with like our after school kids, like they just pick up to it so easily. Like you come in and they're immediately like, "Koe shikiseki," or when they leave, they know to tell each other. And we made a song out of it, so now they like sing it all in the halls. They're like, "Salanoki kenole," and then they'll sing it back and forth. Sometimes the tutors are like, "Man, they sing it all the time." Like,
then they probably get stuck in their head. So. But you're right, kids pick it up like little sponges. And then, I mean, even you said, that's how you learned as a child, and you're remembering, and hopefully they'll all pick it up and take it home and pass it on.
Yes.
So the lessons, though, that you're doing, these are the adult ones, though, the ones that we're promoting, I guess, talking about.
Right, but they're not so difficult that the kids aren't going to be able to learn. I think it'll be just a little bit more advanced for them, but it's broken down enough where they can still participate.
Our after school programs are actually going along with the book. They're actually getting a jump start.
Really?
Because I know they'll catch on really quickly. So, but kind of getting them the basics understandings of like how our book is going and, what are we going to be learning soon. They're just really excited now. Like
I think everyone's excited. We're finally getting there. I mean, just because I feel like we've been talking about this forever. And I know the other Shawnee tribes have kind of had this for a while.
Right. They have, and they've kind of kept it a little bit different than we're approaching it. They're approaching it from more of a grammatical aspect, where we're approaching language from more of a subject type of aspect. I mean, there's not a right way or a wrong way. It's just that's the paths that we chose. They're mostly virtual too, so... But a lot of our people like in person. They like the interaction. They like just being there and being able to talk to each other in person. So that's why we're offering the in-person classes too.
But I'm glad you are doing the virtual. So if someone doesn't live here, they can still learn. Or if they just work, maybe you work nights and you can't come after hours that you're working. So I think it's great. And maybe one of these days we'll even have an app or something.
Yes.
I mean,
that's one of our goals.
Would be nice.
App, yeah.
We have been working on it.
I think it would be pretty
definitely a lot behind on like funding and getting the prep for it. So it's exciting.
Maybe
if it gets to work out, it's going to be awesome.
I think it would be. Then you'll come back and we'll do another show.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that's the way, like you said, we've got technology now. We might as well use it, especially, like an app. Everyone's got a smartphone. Not everyone, but most people have a smartphone.
Right.
You could have an app. And then I know the Choctaw Nation just got the partnership with Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Exciting for them.
And it's neat that these companies are starting to work with tribes in their language programs. So hopefully, there'll be a day that maybe we get approached or we can approach one of them and they'll work with us.
That would be exciting. I think we'd have a lot of people that would tune in because I think they would be wanting to check that out for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, and I don't know if we mentioned it, this language department is a newly created department, right?
Correct, yes.
I don't know. I think we need to give a shout out, like finally that happened.
Yes, finally.
You're your own department.
Yeah, and thank you, Executive Committee.
Exactly.
A few years ago, they declared a state of emergency for the language, and we've been developing this. We've, done all the social media stuff and little flashcards and things like that, we are hoping to produce at one point. So, they recognize that, this is really needed for our people.
Sadly,
yeah.
but I think it's baby steps. I mean, we know how slow that it comes here. Everything just is a slow pace here. So anything else coming up language-wise? Any events that we need to promote maybe?
Yes.
I
Saturday.
think you have an event coming up, right?
Yes.
February 7th.
February 7th. What is February 7th?
February 7th is the Sweetheart Dance, the social and stomp dance that we held last year. We're doing it again this year, working with 477. So the idea behind it is, again, to teach our people about these social dances we do during the summertime at our ceremonies. These aren't part of the day dances, so they are open to, participation. So it's just to teach those ones that may or may not know or have participated in them, to get them to learn them because, they're still important. They're still part of our culture.
I mean, if you didn't grow up like you guys did, fully immersed, this might be a great way to come out and see it, participate.
Right.
There's vendors.
There'll be vendors.
Contests.
Yeah, we're doing the longest married couple, and then the
matching
outfit. Yeah, sweetheart outfit, I guess.
Yep. So wear your finest.
Yes.
Yeah. Bring your sweetheart.
We are actually adding another game. We're adding on language bingo.
Ooh,
so
what is that?
It's just our bingo card, and we'll have them available for anyone to kind of participate. We'll do them throughout the social dances. We have specific prizes for our language bingo, and we're excited to see.
Okay, so that's a new game. That'll be fun. And we got cake walk. I know there's all kinds of good desserts,
raffles.
So it'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
And that is at Thunderbird Casino in the
event
center.
Yeah.
On February 7th. So get your sweetheart, come out.
Right.
Or just come eat some dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, dinner's always good. I mean, you can't turn down food and shopping. There's always some good shopping.
Right.
Some of us like that part. So that's coming up February 7th. Anything else? Any kind of events maybe in the summer? Nothing else?
Right now, just we're wanting to get our classes started. Those start.
When do they start?
February 9th.
February 9th. I don't know if we said that. I think we're just excited that it's happening.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
February 9th. So on February 9th, you will have them at both locations.
We will have.
Is that right?
Each location will have a date.
I mean, like Shawnee. Okay, so it might be a different day, like February 9th, February 10th or something.
Yeah, February 9th, 10th, and 11th. So
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Thursday.
Okay.
One location, Shawnee location, and then 2 Little Axe locations. Now, that doesn't mean we won't add a class. So just kind of depending on our enrollment, after we go through the information they provided, we may be adding another class here in Shawnee.
If the participation is warranted.
Right.
Or maybe ever Saturday classes, maybe? I don't know. We have a lot of events on Saturdays.
Yeah, I mean, it's basketball season. Tournaments are getting ready to start.
That's right.
So
we're just going to figure out and fit where we can.
Go wherever you can.
Right. And just be patient with us because we're, first time we've done it on this kind of scale. So
I know. I think everyone's really excited. So hopefully, and it's not too late to sign up.
No.
And you said walk in. So if you don't sign up, you could still go.
Right.
If someone said, hey, I'm going to language class tonight. Well, I didn't sign up. You can still walk in.
It's just kind of like an open door. Like, just bring that community in. Like, the more that's speaking, the more, we're building a step further to revitalizing.
Because that's the end goal, really.
Right.
Is get that number up.
Yeah.
Because it's down. It's bad.
It's low.
It's low. So hopefully we'll continue to get that number up. And if someone wants to check out, I know you've got a webpage, language tab. We're probably going to have to redo your page. Yeah. That's going to come up. They can email you.
Yes. There's an email address.
What's your new email?
It is astlanguage@astribe.com.
Okay. So that goes to both of you.
That goes to both of us.
Okay. Because someone might have some questions. That way they can reach out. astlanguage@astribe.com.
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't even know if that's the one on the website. I think we have an old one.
It might be.
It might be. We need to check that out. So I thank you guys for being here today. All your hard work. I feel like it's very important work that you're doing. I know you've always said, lose the language, lose the culture.
Right.
So hopefully everything that you guys are doing, you're making strides, it doesn't get lost.
Right.
We got to keep it alive.
Yeah, we have to keep it alive. And I just share this as we close. Our old folks used to talk about our language when that time comes, like these modern times. If the Creator can't hear our language and see our tracks when we dance at our dance grounds, then she feels like that, well, there's no need for us to be here anymore, so that's the end of the world. And as a person, when you get older, you start thinking about that. It's like, what do they mean when they said that? Does it literally mean the end of the world, or does it mean the end of Shawnees in the world that they live in? Don't know, don't want to find out.
No.
Don't want to find out.
No.
So there's a lot of meaning to why we're doing this, from a cultural aspect and our beliefs, to the point of, our language is a living thing and we need to keep it alive.
That's a good way to close. I mean, you can't top what you just said. So sign up for the classes and let's keep the language alive. Thank you guys for being here today.
Yahweh.
Thank you for listening. I'm Mindy Longhorn. We hope you join us next time as we talk Among the Shawnee.
Yahweh, ye si hakueta wiani. Salanoki kedole poa.